Good afternoon, friends. I'm Matt Williams. I'm the director here at Skylake, and we are taking you on a mini hike along the shoreline today. Scoped it out in advance to figure out where we might have just enough cell phone coverage to be able to broadcast this live without losing you. And we are starting today in one of the great stands of hemlock trees here at Skylake. So let me slowly pan around so you can see just so many hemlock trees. They're gorgeous. And on a really sunny day, the light coming through the branches of these hemlock trees is just resplendent. It is just one of my favorite places to come and see God's creation in action. So we are along the far side of the lake right now. And what does that mean? If you are familiar with the lake, we are looking at kind of the long cove. Off this direction is West Shore swim area, while off to this direction is just a bunch of forest. It's awesome. And I love coming out here because we've allowed this area to remain as natural as possible. This is the intentional area that we can get out and just experience God's creation without a lot of help from humankind. Although you'll notice in a moment that we're coming across a bench in one of our lift and learns. Those are great because they help us to kind of stop and relax and just drink in that natural beauty all around us. And the lift and learns, which were able to be donated in honor of Jim Krager when he retired, kind of honor his commitment to teaching just a whole bunch of people about nature and God's creation. So this one in particular is about one of my favorite little birds here at Skylake, the black-capped chickadee. They are year-round residents of Skylake, and they have a cute little chirp. And even in the middle of winter, they continue to sing as they scavenge for food. And it kind of reminds me of even in those cold, dark days of life, we can continue to sing. And just really great to be out here. And just noticing that this particular hemlock tree has a bunch of little cones on it. I don't know if you can see those, but I just find these little cones fascinating. Now, a few years ago, I was at a national gathering for United Methodist Camp and Retreat ministry leaders, and we were in California in the midst of these huge redwood trees. And I was really taken aback that the cones on those redwood trees weren't much bigger than our hemlock cones. And I thought, these are cool little learnings. But I remember walking this path with Jim Krager a number of times, both just he and I, and sometimes with a group of staff. And I remember one particular time going on a hike with Jim during staff training when I was a wee lad and was just starting off here at Skylake as a summer employee. And one of the best words of advice Jim ever gave me was, share what you know. It was terrific advice because we all know a little about nature, and sometimes we can get a little worried about what we don't know. And so Jim made it comfortable for all of us who are working with campers to just share what we know. So for instance, what do we have in front of us? It's a tree. We know that it is a tree, so we can share that with people. We see over here, we have what used to be a living tree, but is now a decomposing tree. And so that's something we can share with one another. And what's really great is if we can get down in here and kind of look all this decaying matter isn't just giving up life. It's actually giving life, which is quite unique to God's creation, and that even that which looks to be dead, new life can spring forth. And we are going to take just a little side jaunt, because I saw a tree over here that is really cool, has really cool roots. And I'm sure you probably have seen it now too. Now, I always wondered why a tree had roots that stuck out of the ground just like this. And Jen helped me to learn that when the tree was first forming, this area right here was probably an old tree stump. And so as that old tree stump kind of decayed and withered away, this new tree was able to glean nutrients from that old tree. And so this new tree is stronger because it began life by being able to gain nutrients from a tree that had gone before it. And as we talk about community, it's so important for us to recognize those who have helped us grow stronger and helped us to learn more about the world. I'm hoping that we can get down closer to the lake water for a moment, because as I was walking over here, I noticed a pair of great blue herons, also a flock of mergansers, which are just beautiful water birds, sorry. And they took off, and the great blue herons kind of were like, well, okay, I guess we'll go too. And so they kind of soared across the water line and up into the trees. And I don't normally like to disturb birds, but it is kind of cool to watch them take off in flight. But I noticed someone said, we still have some snow here. Yes, we do. We seem to be in perpetual late winter lately. It's definitely chilled off about 20 degrees since earlier this morning. But you know what? We still get out. We still enjoy God's creation around here. And we are also looking forward to enjoying some fresh baked goods. So Kevin Hester, our food service manager, has been busy at work today getting a bunch of cookies made. He'll be back in early tomorrow morning to bake all the bread and rolls that our friends have ordered from us for pickup tomorrow. If you missed ordering this time around, we are hoping to have a bake sale again in the near future. So you'll want to stay tuned to our Facebook page, our email list, all that to get some information on that. And then Sunday night, be sure to come back to our Facebook page and join us at about 7:30 p.m. Eastern for yet another Sunday evening campfire. Those are a lot of fun, or at least I have a lot of fun making a fool of myself as we sing, as we pray, as we kind of gather together across the ethers. Well, friends, it is about time to conclude this hike. So I just want to say thanks for tuning in. I do enjoy, and I know Jenna enjoys taking you along on these hikes. We are so glad that we can continue to offer this little glimpse into what is sacred ground for so many of us. You can join us again for our next mini hike Monday afternoon at 1:30. Make sure to like, share our pages, our posts, whatever. And stay healthy, stay safe. Wash your hands, wear your face mask if you're in New York State. Be committed to interdependence. And mostly know that the God who created this forest created all of us. And let us, like the little black-capped chickadee, continue to sing our heart out in the middle of winter. All right, friends, blessings. Bye-bye.